So, we are here today, One Soccer Nation. We are here today with the buddy Phil. How are you doing, man?
I'm blessed. How are you?
How do you feel?
Fantastic.
Alright, so introduce yourself. Like, who are you? What's your first? What's your last name?
I'm Philippe Edmonds. Played with Kareem at ANB. That's how we met.
Yeah.
Went on a trip of a lifetime. And grew confidence, got closer, and yeah.
What's the location?
England.
6-week pilot trip. That's where we built our relationship, right?
Yeah.
That's where the bond got stronger. We really connected. We built a relationship off that. And now we are here today on Friday, October 25th. Okay, so, you know what? Let's give them a little brief description. So I call it a speed description of yourself.
All right.
Give me 1 second here. Let me pull it up. Okay, so viewers already know your full name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just give it to them one more time. Full name.
All right. Philippe Edmonds.
Age.
19.
Height.
5'9".
Birthplace.
Toronto, Canada.
Current club right now.
Metro Stars.
Current position.
Center mid.
Jersey number.
Hasn't been assigned, but I like number 8.
Dominant foot.
Right foot.
And you don't go to school right now, right?
No.
Okay. So what is your biggest achievement?
My biggest achievement, I would say, is signing for a club in England.
And what was the name of the club?
Carshalton Athletic.
Division?
7.
Okay. Now, what's the lowest moment in your soccer career?
Lowest moment might have been, no, definitely was. I had a series of concussions, and on the last one, there was a period of questioning if you should stick with it or not,
Right.
based on my health and future health. Right, there was a concern that if I got one more, it'd be way too dangerous to continue, and there was a risk or reward right there, right? And I was contemplating just walking away at that point, but then decided that I would feel horrible,
Right,
if I had made that decision.
And like, how'd you feel in that moment when you were told, like, this is it? How'd you feel about it? You know, like, you can't play soccer anymore.
Yeah,
How'd you feel?
devastated.
Mm.
Right, it was a recommendation, but it was just the thought of that recommendation having to be true, right? That really broke me down and actually scared me, worried me, but also like kind of broke my heart.
Right.
And because this is football is what I've always loved the most.
You love it.
Yeah.
Right. It's not something that you like. You love to play football.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, with saying that, let's move on to some topics that I put together for the interview. And now, as of right now, are you a professional player right now?
No.
But what is the goal and the plan?
The goal and the plan is to be a professional footballer. At the moment,
Yeah.
I have my off-season and indoor season.
Yes.
I'm training at a pro gym. I'm training with a pro side for indoor. And come January for the transfer window, I'm going back to England.
Okay, so this is going to be watched.
Yeah.
Now, you're speaking it into existence.
Yeah.
So now when this happens, you're going to see this video.
Yeah.
You're going to remember this moment.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. These are now off-topic questions that I put together.
Okay.
What's your childhood favorite soccer player?
Steven Gerrard.
Why?
My dad's from Liverpool. I was born and raised a Liverpool fan. And at my age, when I started watching and remembering football, I was around 5 years old. And Steven Gerrard was the captain of Liverpool at that time. Just won Istanbul, come back from 3-0 down to 3-3. He's like monumentous moment, right?
Yeah.
He was a good leader as well. And so it was just inspiring to watch him captain the team, to lead the team, to take the game by the scruff of the neck and be the man they needed.
Change the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's your favorite song right now?
That's tough.
Just pick one. Pick one quick.
Dreams and Nightmares.
Dreams and Nightmares. Who's that by?
Meek Mill.
Okay. Favorite sport other than soccer?
I did enjoy playing football in high school.
Football?
Yeah.
Biggest pet peeve?
When I have stuff under my fingernails or when the laces on my sweater aren't even.
Yeah. All right. So my objective for this interview is to collect a different perspective from an athlete that's still chasing his career to go pro in England, right? So now, what are some obstacles right now that you're going through?
Well, as an aspiring athlete, you dedicate your time and your funds and reinvesting into yourself to grow yourself and benefit yourself. And currently, where I'm placing my money to invest myself and grow and create more opportunities, it is taking a lot of toll financially, in the sense that I now have to work a lot harder to keep up with my bills, to keep up with everything I need to pay for.
Before it wasn't like that.
No.
Right. That real life starts to hit.
Yeah.
And in the book, right, I have a topic. And it's in the first chapter of sacrifice, okay? Yeah. I have loss of time, loss of physical well-being, social sacrifice. But you're just talking about right now financial sacrifices that you have to make. So you're not able, right? Or not to say that you're not able to, but if you wanted to, it's not beneficial to go out and go watch a movie or go out and party with some friends and spend a couple bucks or whatever it is that a person wants to do. You're saying you're sacrificing those things now for the dream.
Yeah.
To do what's going to actually benefit you. And this is a topic that I cover right here, financial sacrifice, within the chapter of sacrifice. So that is the first chapter. Now, how does that make you feel?
Actually, more, that's the way to say it, in control, but I'm blanking on the word.
Discipline.
Yes, accountability.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
Yes.
Being accountable for your future, instead of just taking these distractions, right? Sacrificing them, turning them down, and then picking better things to invest in.
Yes.
That are investing in myself as opposed to just a moment or a physical object.
Right. That
I feel is a representation of myself, holding myself accountable.
Now, other than money, you could also use time as an investment, what you invest your time into. So you did speak earlier of the things that you invest your time into, but I just want you to repeat one more time so we just have a clear go ahead to like things that you use, the time that you use to invest in right now.
I spend majority of my time in the gym or at training.
Yeah.
And if I'm not at training or in the gym, I'm working throughout that period because I'll train at night and gym in the morning.
Yeah.
And then on Saturdays and part of Sunday, I will have a dinner with my family, for example, or I'll see my girlfriend.
Okay. Now, what do you think that's doing for you? Like, what do you think training on and off the pitch, what is that doing for you? Or first of all, why do you even do it?
I do it because having experienced the game in England last year at a men's level, you realize how quick these players are and how aggressive, strong, right? And so the off season is to essentially grow yourself so you can maintain during the season. And then on the off season, you develop yourself again physically and continue. So before I go back, I'm investing my time in training as much as I am right now to expand myself physically to be able to compete at a higher level in the game.
Okay. Now, when you're training, right?
Yeah.
What is this doing to your body? Right? So now, I have a topic over here, loss of physical well-being. Mm-hmm. So even though you're doing all these great things, Phil is working hard on and off the pitch, but what does that do to your body? You get tired.
A lot of physical stress and demand.
Right, and what do you have to do after? Recovery.
Lots of recovery.
Right?
Plenty.
You have to fill yourself with the right food. So tell us a little bit about what you do, what your diet.
So my diet is really clean. In the morning, start off with a nice breakfast, proteins, fats, a bit of carb. So you use the fats to help with the digestion of the carbs. You don't spike in insulin. Then I'll go to the gym, have my workout. Then I'll have one protein shake immediately after, as recommended by my gym.
Okay.
And then a second following an hour after that. I'll have my lunch, which will constitute of veggies, protein, and a complex carb. And then I'll have two dinners, one before training and one after, as I need to recover from my training at night. throughout the day, I also have a shot of beetroot juice, which is not the nicest thing to taste, but it is extremely good.
For the body.
Good antioxidant, good for your cardiovascular health, and great minerals inside to help you recover and perform at a higher level.
So that's what's inside the body. Now, what about outside the body? Do you have a foam roller? Do you get therapy?
I have a foam roller at the gym. We have a therapist that'll stretch us out after every session. Use also the foam balls because those dig in a lot deeper than a foam roller.
Right.
We have bands that we use both at the team and at the gym, and I have my own that I'll bring at home.
Resistant bands?
Yes, and
Okay.
there's one that it's an open-ended band, and you use it to help add resistance onto your stretch. So it pulls your toes forward, for example, if you're trying to stretch out your hamstrings, and it helps hold your pose. Now, doing all this as well, they've informed you that you should be stretching not for 10 seconds or 20 seconds on your pose, but holding it for 60 seconds to a minute and a half.
What are the steps, right, that you are taking to get to your goal? So your dream is to become a professional soccer player, but now I want you to tell the viewers, what are the steps that you are personally taking to get where you want to get?
The steps I'm personally taking to get where I want to get is I'm focusing on 4 attributes of myself. You have to focus on the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. Without all 4 in completion, you lack in what you need to grow and progress into your goal. So for physical, I'm training at the gym and with this pro indoor team to raise my level of play as well as my physical capabilities. For my emotional, I save that bit of time on the weekends, aside from when I have a training or a game, to see my family and my loved ones.
Okay.
For spiritual, I have a life coach as part of my team, and I have the opportunity every morning and every night to meditate. Meditation helps take care of my spiritual, and through that, I can help my emotional and physical states. So that's physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental. Mentally, I have to eat well, I have to sleep well, and I monitor all my biometrics to make sure that I have enough resources and energy to keep growing mentally, as well as reading this book. Helps stimulate my mind and helps me grow towards my goal.
Perfect. Now, in your situation right now, I want you to tell the viewers exactly what you're doing. So, like, you're going to England. Well, why England? Right?
So I'm going to England because, as I said before, my dad is from there. And so I have a very strong tie to England. I have my UK passport. I've been a Liverpool supporter since day one. And that's always been my dream. I've visited Anfield, and the atmosphere there is beyond comparison. In England, it's more than just a game. It's a culture. They have a system. 11 leagues. Sorry.
They breathe, eat, and sleep soccer over there. Sorry, I wanted to add that in.
It's not even 11 leagues, 11 divisions deep. Once you get past Division 5, Division 6 splits into 2 leagues. Division 7 splits into 4.
A lot of leagues.
Below, below, below.
A lot of clubs.
Yep. And all of those 11 divisions are paid.
Yeah.
There is an infrastructure there. That's if you're playing first team. If you're not playing first team, but you're in the 11th division for a team, they still have an academy. They still have a team to grow you, and it's free because for them, it is the culture. They demand that you have the opportunity to experience the sport, to grow. You have everything built around you to be able to not just play the sport, but love what you do, to breathe it in.
To survive, bro. Yeah. And that's what we're building in Canada right now with the CPL. That's the first one that's going on right now. But
it's the grassroots.
It's coming together. It's coming together. But that's what England has.
Yeah.
It's the foundation that they have over there that as of right now we don't have, but we're working towards.
Yeah.
So, like, they're actually giving soccer players in England a chance to survive, to actually make their dreams within the sport come true. So now, you said you have a European passport.
Correct.
How does that benefit you? You know, like I know for myself, I never knew that I needed a European passport to get signed at 16 or, you know, I never knew these things. So how does having a European passport benefit you? Like,
So
how?
the European passport is massive because otherwise you count as like essentially a foreign like trade, right?
A foreign trade, okay. Foreign trade.
And you need to be able to play in the country. So then they look at your foreign country. They say, okay, where do you rank in the FIFA national rankings? And if you're not in the top 40 or the top 20 as your national background, as your passport, then the teams in Europe really struggle to pick you over one of their own.
Right.
You have to be miles and miles and worlds above everyone else from that country to be able to pass them if you're from another country. Whereas if you have your European passport, they count you as one of their own. They count you as, all right, so we have this kid from England, there's this kid from Canada, he's better, but he also has a UK passport, so now we don't have to go through all that struggle to get him over. You just say he's a citizen, and boom.
We're good to go.
Yep. You have your national insurance, your bank account, your proof of address, and all that comes with having your passport.
Now, if you don't have a European passport, from what I know, you have to be extremely good for them to take care of you and do the things behind the scenes to get you through. Now, with saying that, right, having a European passport just helps with the process, the behind the scenes. Okay, cool. Now, when you were saying that the passport thing, they look at your background. It's not, like my mom's from Egypt and my dad's from America. Not that. It's your passport. I'm considered a Canadian because of my passport. So it doesn't matter my roots.
Yeah.
It matters that passport. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That passport, that's where I'm under. Yeah, that physical book that you have. So that's what really I just took note of right now. It's not the roots, it's the Canadian passport. So now, okay, now I get it. Boom.
And having the passport, right, it simplifies things. It makes it easier.
For them.
Yeah, for them, which then makes it easier for you because they're more interested. However, if you don't have the passport, you can still always make it. There's still always chances there's teams that are willing to do it. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I heard in the past that Germany and Canada have an agreement for foreign trade. And it's the same for if you're bringing a player over to Germany. That in Germany, you don't necessarily need the same restriction on passports as you would in England or France, for example.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I had a Canadian friend that's currently in Germany. And
playing soccer with it?
Yeah. And that's how I heard that it's a bit easier after.
You need to set that contact up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's the best advice that you've ever received from like a coach or a player, like whoever? What's the best advice that you ever received within soccer?
I used to be friends with the guy that was on the Canadian national team at the time. And he was older than me. Yeah. So I was just a young kid, and I just asked him, "What did you do to get there? Like, what advice do you have?" And the quote he gave me was, "Be the hardest working off the pitch and the humblest player on the pitch." And that one stuck with me forever.
For life.
Just said it once, and